Listen, stop whatever you're doing, because what I'm about to say might make you drop your phone, snatch your edges, and file an emotional restraining order against reality itself. Because allegedly, supposedly, hypothetically, and according to the messy streets of Internet University, the drama surrounding love and marriage, Huntsville just went from oh wow to call 911. The show is on life support. Tell me why. Rumors are swirling that Martell Holt tried to pull the most chaotic plot twist in reality TV history. Like, did this man really think he could slide Arrione Curry into the spotlight and replace Melody Shari, the franchise's backbone? The fan favorite, the Beyoncé of Huntsville, like she was some clearance bin side character? Who told him that was legal? Who approved this in his imagination? Was Mercury in retrograde, or was somebody just bored? But here's where it gets cinematic. Because according to whispers, side-eyes, and invisible boardroom insiders, OWN didn't just say no. They allegedly said, absolutely not, slammed the door, double-bolted it, and threw away the key like Martell was trying to sneak into VIP without. So buckle up. Because if you thought reality TV was messy before, oh honey, this might be the beginning of a televised funeral. It all begins with a rumor that started as a whisper and exploded into a storm. Because suddenly everyone was talking about Martell Holt and the shocking claim that he was allegedly planning the boldest move in the history of the show, a move so outrageous that fans questioned whether he had lost touch with reality or simply become addicted to chaos. The rumor suggested that Martell was quietly preparing a strategy to push Melody Shari out of her position as the central force of the franchise and replace her with Arrione Curry, a woman who has never even appeared on camera, yet has somehow remained at the center of every controversy, argument, and scandal linked to Martell for years. The idea sounded unreal, but the speculation refused to die, and the whispers grew louder as fans began connecting dots based on cryptic behavior, social media silence, and tension that felt too heavy to ignore. To them, it looked like Martell was desperate for a new storyline and believed Arrione could be his dramatic reset button. The thought of replacing Melody, the woman many viewers considered the backbone, heart and soul of the show, sent shockwaves across the fan base. Because Melody represents growth, strength, and evolution, whereas Arrione has mostly been associated with off-screen drama and messy headlines that never translated into anything positive or productive for the show. Then came claims that Martell had allegedly been holding private discussions, late-night conversations, and off-schedule brainstorming sessions where he pitched the idea of a new direction centered completely around Arrione, as if controversy alone could fix ratings or salvage his collapsing image. One unnamed source even claimed that Martell showed up with notes, outlines, and a bold pitch, presenting what he believed would be a groundbreaking season storyline built on Arrione's big entrance and Melody's quiet exit, as though audiences would embrace this swap without hesitation. Meanwhile, Melody's silence became louder than words. Instead of defending herself, clapping back, or promoting upcoming episodes, she went quiet, posting vague quotes, keeping her distance, and giving off the energy of someone who had already stepped away emotionally and maybe even professionally. It left fans uneasy and suspicious that something major was happening behind the scenes. Her absence created a chill, a sense that she knew more than anyone else, and that her silence wasn't weakness, but a warning that the balance of the show had shifted. Then the biggest twist hit the rumor mill, the claim that Martell had allegedly taken this entire plan straight to the network, expecting approval, excitement, and support, as if he was presenting a brilliant stroke of genius that would reinvent the show. But according to whispers, the moment that idea reached the executives, the atmosphere changed entirely. The room went still, expressions hardened, and the suggestion of replacing Melody with Arrione was not only rejected, but shut down instantly like a line had been crossed, and the future of the show might never be the same again. What happened next took the situation from a simple rumor to a full-blown crisis. Because once word started spreading that the network had allegedly shut down Martell's proposal, the public reaction ignited like gasoline on open flame. Suddenly, everyone from longtime viewers to casual observers to so-called insiders claimed they had seen signs that something this dramatic was brewing behind the scenes. Social media exploded with theories, comments, and leaked messages that may or may not have been real, but were treated like evidence in a courtroom, where the jury was the entire internet and the verdict was already leaning toward outrage. People began claiming that secret meetings had taken place where executives allegedly reviewed Arrione Curry's name on paperwork as a potential cast addition. And some even insisted that Martell had tried to frame her as a misunderstood figure deserving of a redemption arc, complete with a dramatic on-camera entrance. Another rumor said that Martell had contacted producers and pitched scenes involving Arrione stepping into the spotlight while Melody quietly faded into the background, as though the audience would simply accept the shift and move on without asking questions. Then came supposed leaks from anonymous sources claiming they had seen memos suggesting the network was considering drastic changes due to internal pressure and declining ratings. And those leaks included exaggerated claims that funds were being redirected toward a new storyline centered on Martell and Arrione as a power duo. One alleged insider even claimed that a private budget review revealed Martell had been pushing for special appearances, events, and promotional content centered around Arrione, as if he believed she could revive the entire franchise through shock value alone. On top of that, alleged direct messages started circulating online claiming that Martell had reached out to social media strategists, asking how the public might react if Arrione were to take a front-facing role. Some of those messages suggested he believed controversy was more valuable than loyalty or legacy. Fans did not take kindly to any of this, and comment sections began filling up with angry reactions, calling the alleged plan disrespectful and reckless, accusing Martell of trying to erase Melody's history and belittle her contribution to the show. Some viewers even claimed they would boycott if Arrione ever appeared on screen, because to them she symbolized betrayal and chaos, not entertainment or growth. Meanwhile, imaginary sources popped up claiming that certain cast members were furious behind closed doors, saying they felt blindsided by the possibility of such a drastic shift. One alleged quote circulating online declared that bringing Arrione into the cast would destroy the show from the inside out. All these supposed leaks, allegations, and reactions created a sense of panic that spread far beyond the fan base and crept into conversations about whether the network might be facing a deeper crisis than anyone realized. Because if the public was already this angry over a rumor, what would happen if any part of it ever became reality as the outrage kept building? The conversation shifted from rumor and reaction to consequences. People started talking like this scandal could actually destroy the foundation of the show. Because if a simple whisper about Arrione Curry replacing Melody could trigger this level of chaos, then what would happen if executives seriously entertained such a move, even for a second? Speculation grew that the network might be facing serious internal pressure, with some claiming that executives were allegedly discussing emergency measures to control the growing backlash, including halting major decisions, freezing cast changes, and even considering legal reviews to ensure no confidential plans had been leaked. Then another wave of rumors hit, suggesting higher-ups were worried the scandal could attract unwanted attention from business partners, sponsors, and stakeholders who did not want to be associated with a show spiraling into public chaos. That fear alone was enough to fuel talk of potential cast suspensions or forced contract revisions. Fans began predicting that Martell could face consequences ranging from losing screen time to being written out entirely if his alleged involvement in pushing Arrione forward caused long-term damage to the show's reputation. Some even questioned whether he might have violated contractual agreements by attempting to influence casting decisions without approval. Others speculated that Melody's silence was strategic, as though she had stepped back to protect herself legally or financially, and that her distance could signal a permanent exit, leaving the show without its central anchor and making its future uncertain. Imaginary insiders claim that behind closed doors, certain cast members were preparing statements, anticipating that the network might announce a dramatic decision, like canceling upcoming reunion plans, postponing production, or rebooting the franchise in a safer direction. Online discussions amplified the tension, with people saying the show was no longer about marriage, growth, or rebuilding, but had drifted into a cycle of toxicity, betrayal, an unending drama that offered no resolution and no hope of recovery. The idea that Arrione's potential involvement could be the final breaking point made fans wonder if this controversy was not just a scandal, but a sign that the entire franchise was collapsing under the weight of messy storylines and declining loyalty. Then came the darkest speculation of all, the possibility that the network might pull the plug without warning, ending the show abruptly to protect its brand from further damage. That would leave cast members silenced, contracts voided, and storylines unfinished with no farewell, no closure, and no final word from Melody. That possibility created a chilling silence, because even the loudest critics suddenly realized the show's legacy could be erased overnight, and everything fans had invested in emotionally could disappear without so much as a final scene. In that uncertainty, people were left asking how the show could survive when its core was fractured. Its audience was furious, and its future depended on decisions made in locked rooms far away from cameras and public eyes. So now the question becomes, what happens next? Because after everything that has unfolded, the silence from the network, the tension among the fans, and the rumors that refuse to die, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. And the future of the show might depend on how loudly the audience reacts right now, which means your voice actually matters. Do you think the show can survive without Melody? Do you believe Martell crossed a line by allegedly pushing Arrione forward? And if the network really shut this plan down, was it too late or just in time? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because every opinion adds fuel to this investigation. And if you want the next update, the next leak, the next twist, you need to stay locked in. So hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the moment anything shifts behind the scenes, you will hear it here first. Here first.